Alright, hello and welcome to part 7, I believe, of my Retro City Rampage Clone in Unity tutorial. Today we're going to start work on enemy AI, just for a little bit. So, so basically what we're going to do is make an NPC follow the player, which I'll just show you. See, if we just move around, he'll follow us. Yeah. We're also, so I guess first things first, we're going to be using the A-Star Pathfinding project, the free version, which if you watched my Hotline Miami clone, we used that for a little bit. It's not with the asset pack though, because I can't distribute it with it, but whatever. That is found at A-Star. Yeah, so it's at aarongramberg.com/A-Star. It's all free. And also, to help with the 2D pathfinding, to set that up, I've used some code from hobbygobbly.tumblr.com. Both the links to these will be in the description. Basically, what his code does is basically just sets up 2D pathfinding, so it's not rotating to face anything, it's just moving around, which was quite useful because I couldn't get that working for some reason. So thank you for that. I'll put a link to your Tumblr in the description. And I've also modified the script for a bit more functionality that we could use. Alright, so this is the script of his that I've modified. So I've got the transform is the target you're moving to, or the NPC is moving to. The seeker is just a component on the NPC. We've only got the one that follows at the moment. It's one of these, which basically just does the pathy stuff. It works out the path basically. We've got a path, which is it's like a, as far as I know, it's like a list of vector frees, which basically just define the points where it's going to move to and stuff. Here's the speed is just how fast it moves, and the next waypoint distance is how far away the NPC will have to be from the waypoint finding path, or one of the current waypoint defining path, before it'll set the next point in the path as the current waypoint. And this is basically just an int to keep track of where the NPC is in the path. Now these are the things I've added. So new path timer, basically these two, this is just the reset value for that. It's a timer which will count down from currently the default is 1. It'll count down to 0, and when it does, it'll try and find a new path to the target. This is basically just if the player is moving, or it's following a moving target, then it'll just, what's the word? It'll account for that, so like it won't just go to the end of the path, then start a new path because it's reached the end. Like it'll, in real time, sort of makes sense. It'll just find paths as it goes along. Like if the player's no longer in the same position as it was when it started the current path, it'll get a new path to the player's current position every 1 second, and you can make that faster or slower just by changing the new path reset. We've also got 2 booleans. Move is basically just a bool that stops it updating. So if you want to stop and say shoot someone or something because you don't want to move, you might not want to move and shoot at the same time, or you'd want to stop them when they get like within a certain distance of a player or an object or whatnot. So that you can do that. That's just it just stops them completely dead. Like not kills them, but stops them. And then use path, which basically it'll either, if use path is true, it'll use the path that's defined in path. If it's false, it'll just use the it'll just make a straight line towards the target. So this is just the start. This just starts a path initially when the game loads up. On path complete is just called when it reaches the end of the path, and if there's not an error, it'll just resets the waypoint counter and whatnot. So this isn't my code, by the way. This is just from the A-Star Pathfinding and that guy's script, the Wobbly Summit. Hobbly Gobbly. So now we get onto the fixed update, which I think fixed update is more in sync with the frame rate. I'm not sure on that, but I think it's better for physics and whatnot. So you got that. So basically, if move's true, so if you want the NPC to move, and if the path's equal to null, it stops. It doesn't do anything. It just returns control to whatever called it. So it'll just, if there's no path, it won't get past that. So and this checks if the current waypoint is more than or equal to the number of points in the path that it's got to go through, then it'll just go to the end of the path and start another path to the target. Yeah, and this is the new path timer. So this counts down. When it gets less than or equal to 0, it'll start another path and then reset the timer. Pretty simple. And if use path is true, it'll get the direction between the current waypoint on the vector path, on the path, which is basically just a vector free position, which you can see by, I'll just share, A star. Yep. So you see where all these lines intersect? That is basically a point. And the NPCs, while moving, follow these lines. So I'll just show you quickly. You see how there's a green line that just defines the path? I think that one's following the path. Yeah, use pass. And it just pushes me, because if I just put stop, it stops moving. Stop. Yep. And what else? So basically, yeah, that just moved. Then it multiplies the direction by the speed and time.fixed delta time. And then it just uses transform.translate in the direction that it's going. And I've just got the debug.log using path to what was the word I'm looking for? To just show like it's using and not using the path respectively when the boolean is true or false, just to show that it's actually working despite it looking similar. Yeah, what else? This basically just does the same, except it uses the target's position rather than the next waypoint on the path. Same thing, just multiplies it by the speed and time.fixed delta time, and uses transform.translate to move. And this is where if the distance between the point and the NPC that this is attached to is less than the next waypoint distance, it'll increase the current waypoint, and that'll get it to move towards the next waypoint in the next point in the path. And yeah, I think that haphazard, mildly hungover explanation of what I've got working so far should suffice, hopefully. Also, we've got a quick bit. Basically, it'll just, on NPC health, it'll check for the 2D pathfind, and it'll destroy the component if it has the seeker and the 2D pathfind when it's dead. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's everything. Okay, so thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, go watch my Hotline Miami stuff, and sorry. And what's the word? Shit. Yeah. Go download all my assets and play loud or quiet and all that jazz, and go check out the Hobbly Gobbly Tumblr, which I don't even know what else is on there. Actually, I've not checked. Just use that. So let's have a look. Oh, it's literally just that at the top. And yeah. And something for graphic scale. Don't know what that is. You can find out. Yeah. Bye.